how to update outdated WooCommerce template files if it's modified. In this video session, I'm going to show you a way to update WooCommerce template files if those template files are edited or customized and so on. It will be a new video because I have already created a previous video showing you updating outdated WooCommerce template files, and that was straightforward moving process, because if you have not modified your template files, it's just a matter of copying the latest version into your themes folder. So let's go and see how to update template files for WooCommerce if those files are modified. There's two ways to update a WordPress site. So you can think it as to, you must back up your WordPress dashboard, all the settings, and you must back up your WordPress installation before you update an important plugin such as WooCommerce. Let's go and see how we're meant to do it. I'm gonna actually walk through rather fast as my normal working speed, right? So we go to Tools, press on Export, download all content. Next, from your dashboard, since WooCommerce products allow you to export your product listings, as in your product inventory, you want to back up your products for WooCommerce as well. So select Products, select All Products. Let's actually do that. Then here, as we can see, you have an export option. Press on that and create a backup of your entire product list. Generate CSV file. Next, since most WooCommerce websites use premium themes, make sure that you have a backup of your theme settings as well. I'm using Jupyter theme. On the control panel, I have export and import option. Let me select export, export everything except the customizer in my example, because I haven't made any customization. But if you have, then you want to download your theme settings as well. For my particular theme, my theme options gives me export theme options as well. So I can highlight everything here and simply create a notepad file and save backup. This will be all the CSS customizations and so on. So right now we have exported Tools, export your blog posts, your pages, and so on. Then we have exported, as in backed up, our product listings. We have backed up our theme and also customization settings. Before you update WooCommerce template files, make sure you follow that process, because if there is a conflict, you may lose your WooCommerce site, as it may break down. Now you have a backup, you can easily revert things back, okay? So when you're logged into your web hosting account, next thing to do is press on PHPMyAdmin. Since WordPress is a dynamic content management system, it uses a database. Select Export tab in PHPMyAdmin, select Custom, leave all the settings as default, scroll down the page, press on Go, and create a backup of your database. Then locate File Manager. Press on that link. At this moment, what you want is you want to create a backup of your WordPress installation. In fact, whether you're using WooCommerce and you want to update template files, you want to have a full backup of your WordPress installation when you update plugins, when you update your theme, when you update WordPress as well, okay? And the way to do that is simply create a folder that's above public_HTML. Because public_HTML is a usual naming convention. But if your installation is installed somewhere else with a different folder name, it makes no difference. WordPress must be backed up when you update WooCommerce. And the way you do that is you select a file, while holding the Shift key on your keyboard, select all these files. Then you can press on copy, and let's imagine let's press folder. Let's call backup 2022. Let's create a folder. Press create folder. And now what we want is we want to copy our WordPress installation, so we have a backup. Now we select all the files while holding Shift on our keyboard, then press copy. And then we just give the path to our backup folder and you copy files. Next, WordPress uses 3 distinct folder structure. WP-admin, that's all to do with your dashboard. WP-includes is the way WordPress works. WP-content folder, it's all your plugins, your theme, your media library resides within this particular folder. So what you want is you want to back them all up. How do you do that? Right click, press compress, select zip archive, compress the entire folder. It's in compress files. Next, WP-content, right click, compress, zip archive, compress the entire folder. And do the same thing for WP-includes. Right click, compress. Once you have compressed them, simply move them to your backup folder. It's also smart to at least download WP-content.zip locally, as in have a local backup. So now let's go and see how we're meant to update WooCommerce template files, including the ones you have customized. WooCommerce is a plugin. It's a WordPress plugin. So it resides within plugins folder. But your theme also includes a folder called WooCommerce. So what I'm going to do at this moment, show you my local copy, because then I can explain it much more easier for you. So at this moment, we have backed up our WordPress site. Okay. Now I actually have a backup locally. So this is before we are updating anything at this moment. Okay. So we've got a backup now. That means WP-content plugins folder. I have a WooCommerce folder, which is a plugin. And this is not updated as of yet. Okay. And that will be in this folder. But since my theme also has a folder called WooCommerce, now I need to update both of them, right? So what you can do is actually download WooCommerce if you want. Or you could simply at this moment go to your WordPress plugins menu structure on your dashboard and press on WooCommerce as an update now. So you could do that. But at that moment, you still need to update template files, correct? And how you do that is rather easy. Once you have downloaded WooCommerce plugin, once you have downloaded the latest version, in there you have templates. Okay, so we're looking at plugins here. Okay, we're looking at plugins. So now I can actually copy this to show you. Okay, let's actually delete this so it makes more sense to you. Okay, All right, now that's gone, right? So we have downloaded the latest version. Let me copy the plugin into plugins folder. Okay, so I can overwrite whatever I had there. Surely it's smart to make backups here. Okay, let's look at this now. We're looking at plugins. This is plugins. Let me close them all up. Okay, let's do it again. Plugins. This is the latest version. In there we have template files. But our theme also has WooCommerce folder. And here we'll have all the outdated template files. Okay, so your setup may have different files, different folders. Regardless of which, what you want to update is whatever is in your theme's WooCommerce folder, the latest plugin. Let's look at templates. As we can see, there's a checkout folder and there's a checkout folder here too. Let's look at in there, there's terms. Here we have different things, but I just need to copy only that file. Replace the theme template files. So that's what you need to do. Look at WooCommerce folder in your theme and look at templates folder in WooCommerce plugin, which is the latest version. Let's look at loops. Let's look at loops. Here I've got 3 files. Add to cart. That's add to cart. Let me move that now. Replace. Loop-end. That's that. That's that. Now, loop start. Let's do that. This is the way you update a normal, typical WooCommerce template files if there are no modification that's been made. But what if there was modification for your WooCommerce template files that was in your themes folder? What if that was the case? If that was the case, this is not the way you do it. Instead, what you should have done is go to themes, create a backup of your theme folder. Okay, which I have already done here. Now, what you need to do, obviously, if there has been modifications, then you need to look at what those modifications are. And how you do that is you compare the latest version of WooCommerce templates folder. Let's look at archive product. Let's open that. This is the latest version, right? This is the latest version of WooCommerce archive product. But our theme also included WooCommerce archive product. Let's open that up. Now we need to compare what's been modified. Let's look at this, and obviously you need to have better experience in coding here and ask yourself, okay, if this is the latest version of WooCommerce, my outdated template files that's been modified, now you need to identify what's been modified and make changes accordingly. If you do not have, advanced skills at this moment, then you need to get a hold of someone who has. Because when you update outdated template files that's been customized on your theme, then some versions of WooCommerce may be using different actions, different hooks, different filters. So you need to identify what they are and make changes accordingly. That could be quite tricky if you do not have the experience, okay? But this is how you update modified template files for WooCommerce built websites. There is no other way. Let me wrap it up once again. There's two ways to go about this. Download, as in backup your WordPress installation from your dashboard, as in export your posts, your pages, all content, export your products, export theme settings, then from your web hosting, download a backup of your database, go to File Manager, create full backup of your WordPress installation. Okay, you download your database, as an export the database. These are important because if there is a conflict between the latest version of WooCommerce and you have modified template files in your theme, then there could be big problems. And what if there is big problems? Well, then all you need to do is look at plugins folder. Since you've got a backup, then you can remove the latest version that you have updated from your dashboard, plugins. After you update WooCommerce and your site breaks, it's just a matter of reverting back to the old version of WooCommerce till you identify what the conflict is. To identify the conflicts, you can look at error logs, because it will then show you some important troubleshooting insights. So that is how we update outdated WooCommerce template files if they are modified. It's just a matter of comparing the new version to your template files in your theme to see, do they match? If they do match, it's just a matter of moving them to the folder. But if there are any code edits, any modifications, then you need to identify what they are, because I can't show you what they are. It will depend on your setup. Let's imagine if it's do action some hook, and that's outdated, then you need to move that. As in, let's imagine this. I know this is a silly example, but let me show you. Let's imagine this loop, some total action, WooCommerce shop loop, whatever. So there's an if statement. I can copy that from the latest version of WooCommerce and look at the corresponding code on my theme template files, and then perhaps make changes accordingly. But surely this is a silly example, but that is how you would update modified WooCommerce template files. I know I've bombarded a lot on you, but at the end of the day, WooCommerce is an important plugin. You're running an e-commerce site whereby you're getting customer details, their addresses, and so on. So therefore, it's only in your best interest to make sure that you're using the latest version of WooCommerce, latest version of WordPress, because sometimes it has security updates as well. I thank you very much for learning with Renkia, and I'll talk with you in the next video session.